You might be wondering why I'm burning this 5. Well, the reason I am doing it is that besides risking burning my entire house, after you watch this video, you will no longer be stuck at a band of 5 in your IELTS reading. Neither 6. But I promise you, after you watch this video, you'll be able to get a band of 8. Today, you're gonna get the most comprehensive, effective IELTS reading tips and tricks video that you could find on the internet. Alright, now let's move to the true, false, not given, which is usually the part that most students are worried about. But with the tricks that I'm gonna share with you today, that's no longer gonna be an issue for you. And the first tip that I'm gonna share with you is to read 2 questions at a time. Well, and they have to be one after the other, because these questions will follow a chronological order, the same order in the text. If you don't find the first one and you come across the information covering the second one, then automatically the first one is not given. Don't waste your time going through the rest of the text. So let me show you an example from this passage 3, test 4, Alfred Winger. If I go straight to yes, not given, as I mentioned, like always read 27, 28. If you already find the information for 27, then that's fine. Then come back here, read 28 and 29. Now, when you do that, 28 statement is telling you that the idea that continents remain fixed in place was defended in a number of respected scientific publications. At the same time, I will also read 29, which is saying that Wigner relied on a limited range of scientific fields to support his theory. I have solved this passage before, but the first one is located in the first paragraph. Therefore, I would automatically start to find these 2 in the second paragraph. So since I already covered that one, I will start from here. And then if I were to read, Wigner showed in great detail how such continental movements were plausible and how they worked using evidence from a large number of sciences, including geology, geophysics, paleontology, and climatology. So this statement here is contradicting statement number 29, and I couldn't find yet anything that is related to this one. So since I already know that that information is answering statement 29, and in this case the passage is saying that he relied on a large number as opposed to a limited number here. So this statement 29 is false, but since there was no mention about statement 28 before we got here, then this is automatically not given, and you don't have to waste your time. You see, it was already in the second paragraph, so you don't have to read paragraph number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, just don't waste your time. And by the way, I also solved Wigner's passage in a previous video. Please go and check it out. Now this brings me to the next advice, and this will help you identify keywords. Generally speaking, your keywords by default, if you ever see a number or a name of a person, a name of a city, or a name of an institute, and then it's your happy day, because those are the easiest to spot, and you don't have to waste any time trying to see if there could be a synonym, because probably not. It's a name and it's a number, so you just need to find that particular information. Let me show you an example. This is from Ideal City passage, and if you read the first statement, you could see 500 years ago. 500 is automatically your keyword. It's a number, so it's very easy to find. And by the way, I compiled all these tips and tricks that I'm covering in this video in one single PDF document. It's available for you to download it for free. There is a link down below, so please go ahead and download it. The next tip for true, false, not given is to judge purely on what is mentioned in the text. Even if they tell you that something that we know that's true, you cannot say true unless it is mentioned in the text. So even if they tell you the sky is blue, the sun is yellow, we all know that, But if it's not mentioned in that passage, you cannot say true. You have to say is not given. And for false, you just need to find an information that contradicts the statement, or that gives a different information that's what is in the statement. So this is one thing that most people don't really pay much attention to. And it was also a mistake that I initially made, because sometimes when I don't have enough time, I start reading the statement and then I feel like, okay, this must be true, or I try to guess that based on my knowledge or what I knew before, it must be true. But do not do that. As I said, you might be reading, for example, let's say you might get a passage about climate change, and in one of the statements they will say that diesel or gas car emissions are a major contributor to climate change. Well, we do know that that's a fact, but unless it's mentioned in that text, you cannot say it's true. So if you could find information that says the same thing, it is true. If you cannot find anything that says that, it is not given. So please be careful. Moving to the next advice. Guys, I know these true, false, not given are very tricky, and they try to get you every single time, but you always need to be alert. So you have to pay attention to the little details. And also we all know that there are so many traps. So they put many traps there on purpose, just to see that, to understand your level of English, or the way how you reason in your head is actually based on what you understand rather than what you know before. So you might find a statement that's partially true, but if there might be a word there that will have a different implication on the overall meaning, which means it will not be exactly the same statement that's in the passage, although part of it is, and that's what you should be aware of. For example, let's say you are reading a passage that's talking about oak trees and what are the wood from there, what's used for, and then there might be a statement in the passage where it's telling you that most oak trees, or the wood that's harvested, is used for furniture or like some specific application. And then when you go to the statements, you will find like all the oak trees are used for furniture. I mean, it is partially true, but what sets it, or like the word that sets the difference here, is in the passage they say most, and then in the statement they are telling you all. So if you are saying that most of them, it doesn't necessarily mean that every single tree is going to be used for the same application. So most and all are different. Then the statement must be false, because it contradicts what's mentioned in the passage. Anyway, that's just like one example that I gave you. They might put it in a different way, but so please be aware of that. And by the way, in the next days, I'm actually releasing my ebook, IELTS Speaking Secrets. It is the ultimate, most effective and efficient IELTS speaking guide that you will find out there. If you want to improve your IELTS speaking, or you've been struggling, stuck in band 5 or 6, then this is the perfect ebook for you. I promise you, it is not like any PDF document out there. This advice is unique technique that I am sharing. I've kept them secret for almost 10 years, and for the first time, this is available publicly. There are more information if you are interested in the link down below, so click on that and check it out.